Welcome to today's online class for class 12.
We are going to separate the solution of ethanol and H2 with the help of fractional distillation process. What we are going to do is that we are going to boil this ethanol and H2 in this confined container, which is attached with this conical flask, which is conical flask through this L-shaped knob. When we are going to boil this solution at around 353 Kelvin, we will see that the ethanol will start to evaporate but not the H2, because the boiling point of ethanol is around 353 Kelvin, but the boiling point of water is around 373 Kelvin. As we are boiling the entire solution at around 373 Kelvin, obviously the evaporation of ethanol will happen much more compared to the H2. That's why when this evaporation of ethanol will happen, it will move into this conical flask through this L shape, and it will separate it out from this solution mixture. You have to remember this, that this process by which we are separating this ethanol and water, the constituent particle, the solute and the solvent that we have taken, both of them are volatile in nature and both of them are liquid in nature. That's how this process is working for the separation of ethanol and H2. Hence, we can say that for the separation of a volatile to binary solution constituting to liquid, we can separate them on the basis of their different boiling point by fractional distillation. There are a few conditions on which we fractionally distillate a solution. The first one being that the solution that we are going to take should be a binary solution. That is, there should be one solute and obviously one solvent. The second condition that we are going to take is that the solution that we are fractionally distillate should be liquid kind of a solution. That is, liquid solution, not gas liquid solution, not solid liquid solution. We can fractionally distillate a solution that is only that has been produced by liquid dissolution. The third point that we need to consider is that both the liquid that we have taken to produce this solution should be volatile in nature. The fourth condition is that the solution that we have taken should obey Raoult's law. That is, the solution should be an ideal kind of a solution. The fifth point is very important. It says that the XA should not be equal to YA. Now, if you remember in our previous classes, we have taken XA as the mole fraction of the solvent in solution phase, whereas YA was the mole fraction of the solvent in the vapor phase. On the other hand, XB was taken as the mole fraction of the solute in the solution phase, and YB was the mole fraction of the solute in the vapor phase. The last and the most important point, the condition is saying that the mole fraction in the solution phase should not be equal to the mole fraction in the vapor phase for each of the components. We cannot just make azeotropic mixture of a binary liquid volatile liquid solution. The solution has to be made on some points. The first point was obviously the solution is binary in nature. The liquid that we have taken to make the solution is volatile in nature, and the composition that we are going to make should be a fixed composition. That means we cannot just take any ratio of the composition to produce a solution. So we can make the solution actually. We can take any kind of a ratio of solution, any mole fraction, we can add them and make the solution, make the liquid solution. But that solution we cannot consider as azeotropic mixture. There must be a composition, fixed composition, at which when we are mixing the components at the only then the solution that will be produced, we call that solution only azeotropic mixture, meaning that the all solution, all binary liquid, volatile liquid solution possess a particular composition mixture at which when you are mixing those components, the solution that will be produced, we will term that as azeotropic mixture. There are another point that needs to be noted, that when we are making a solution by mixing two miscible liquids, each liquid consists of their own boiling points. But when we are mixing, even after the mixing the solution, when we are producing, if they boils at a different temperature. But when you are mixing at this particular fixed ratio and produce this solution, the solution will boils at a particular temperature. Each components also will boils at that particular temperature and pressure, meaning that this solution boils at a constant temperature and pressure. Fractional distillation hence cannot be possible for this kind of mixed solution, because both this liquid boils at a particular temperature and pressure, producing a mixture of vapor pressure where we cannot actually fractionally distillate. The fourth point is that when we were doing the fractional distillation, the mole fraction in the vapor solution phase was not equal to the mole fraction of the vapor phase. In this kind of a solution, in an azeotropic kind of a solution, the mole fraction in the solution phase becomes equal to the mole fraction in the liquid phase. Therefore, by definition, these are actually only the definition, each point in a definition that I have written. The definition you can find through these points only, that a solution by mixing two volatile liquid solution, a binary solution by mixing two volatile liquid solution at a particular fixed composition only, which then boils at a constant temperature and pressure and cannot be fractionally distilled. That particular composition for that particular solution is known as the azeotropic mixture for the solution. There are four plots that I had drawn on the board. The first above two plots are the mole fraction versus partial pressure plot. The last two plot is the mole fraction versus temperature plot. This plot we have already discussed in Raoult's law. It is the solution plots of a solution for Raoult's law, where this one representing the vapor pressure of the solvent and this one representing the vapor pressure of the solute. Now what is happening, this entire solution plot that I have drawn is on the basis of an ideal solution. Now if I take a non-ideal solution, let's say ethanol and in our last class that we have discussed about ethanol and NaHN solution plot. In that case, it was showing a positive deviation. The plot was as follows, like this. Now you can clearly see there is a point comes where the vapor pressure becomes maximum, and it is representing this point on the mole fraction graph. This is the mole fraction mixture ratio at which if you mix the solution of alcohol and NaHN, you will produce a solution which the vapor pressure of which will be maximum for this kind of a solution. Now, if the vapor pressure is maximum, that means maximum amount of vapor pressure is maximum in this plot. We know that by considering the ideal behavior, the pressure and temperature is inversely proportional with each other. So, if we extrapolate this plot into this, the temperature versus mole fraction plot will become this, and this point will represent the temperature at which this maximum amount of vapor pressure we have gotten this amount of maximum amount of vapor pressure we have gotten at this boiling temperature. Now, if you notice that this is the temperature at which the solvent, this is representing my solvent, this axis and this axis represent my solute axis. Now, this is the temperature at which the boiling point of solute is given, and this point represents the boiling point of the this point represents the boiling point of the solvent, and this point represents the boiling point of the solute. Now the boiling point at which we have gotten this maximum amount of vapor pressure is represented by this boiling point. You can clearly see that this boiling point is less than both these boiling point, meaning that now the at this particular mixture, the both the components are boiling at this particular temperature, resulting in a maximum amount of vapor pressure at which the vapor mole fraction in solution phase and in the vapor phase are equal for both the components. Hence, at this particular temperature, you cannot fractionally distillate this mixture. Now, this thing is known as minimum boiling point azeotrope. Because you are getting the minimum pressure possible for the solution to boil when a solution shows a positive deviation. So a non-ideal solution, when it shows positive deviation, they produce a boiling azeotropic mixture. A boiling point is minimum for those kind of azeotropic mixture. Let's now look at the next point, where we are going to take an example of a solution which one is showing minimum, which one is showing negative deviation. For a negative deviation, the plot is shown by like this, where you can find a minimum point where the vapor pressure can be found minimum. The mole fraction at this particular ratio is represented by this point. Now it means that when you are mixing these two components according to the mole fraction at this point, the solution that you will get will represent the vapor pressure, that will give a vapor pressure in the minimum amount that you can get when you are mixing those two components in any other ratio. So this is my minimum amount of vapor pressure that we can get, and this is represented by this particular mixture, mole fraction mixture. When you are extrapolating this one onto this graph, you can see this will represent by this. Now, as this is the minimum amount of pressure that you are getting, obviously the solution that you will the amount of temperature that you will get will be in the highest amount. The temperature at which the solution will boil will be at the highest amount. This is known as the maximum boiling azeotrope. In our problem, the information that is being given is the pure vapor pressure for component A, that is solvent, is given as 520 mm of Hg, and for that of component B, the vapor pressure at pure state for component B is given as 1000 mm of Hg. The solution boils at the temperature of 80 degrees Celsius at a temperature 118, that is 760 mm of Hg. Therefore, the vapor pressure at that point of time must be 760 mm of Hg. XA has been asked for you to calculate. Now, how you are going to do? You are going to apply Raoult's law for the solution in this reaction, which is given by P equals to P naught A into XA plus P naught B multiplied XB. We have known that total vapor pressure for the solution is this one. P naught A is given as 520. XA, they have asked for you to calculate. P naught B is given by 1000. And XB you will write as 1 minus XA. You already know XA plus XB equals to 1. Now you just only simply by simplifying this, you can find the value for XA. So my mole fraction for component A in the solution is represented by 0.5.